Hello, my name is Miranda, and welcome to the first ever Rita Skeeta book talk. And special credit to Mike for helping me come up with such a punny username. Thanks, Mike. Anyway, I am a big reader. I love reading. Ever since I was little, it's been my thing. I'm not good at sports, but reading, yeah, reading. As you can see, I have a lot of books. So, over the summer, I discovered the BookTube community that's going on YouTube and other places like Tumblr and stuff. And one of the users I really like is Bananas20. I'll give you guys the link to her after if you want to check her videos out. They're super funny, super great. And when I was watching her videos, I was like, this looks really cool. Why don't I try it for myself? And then I remembered because I have like zero public speaking credentiality, if that's even a word, and I was like, that's probably not going to be a good idea, but this is my first attempt at it. So, to get to know each other a little better, or mostly for you to get to know me a little better, I thought I would start off easy with the 30-day book challenge. And obviously, instead of making one 2-minute video for 30 days, I would change it into the 30-question book challenge. See what I did there? So to start off, a book that you've read more than 3 times. That's easy as well. Divergent. This is like the first book I can remember loving besides the Harry Potter books. And I'm super excited for Allegiant to come out this month already. It's already October. Wow, okay. So yeah, and I cannot wait for the movie. The movie looks fantastic. I love Shailene Woodley. Dio James is like my man now, and I'm so excited for it. So, favorite series, that's super easy. Don't know if you guys have heard of this one. It's called Harry Potter. It's pretty cool. You should check it out if you haven't heard of it. Favorite book of your favorite series, super easy. Half-Blood Prince. Love it. Love the movie. I just love the character development. It takes away from the action of Voldemort and all that, even though he is in here and you know who dies in this one. But it still focuses more on like them being teenagers, and it's like more emotion, I think, because it's like, yes, you know who dies, but also like the emotion of how it affects Harry and how it affects the people around him. So I really, really love this one, and I think teenagers especially can relate to this one. What's next? Book you thought you wouldn't like but ended up loving. This is a very interesting story. Mara Dyer, Unbecoming Mara Dyer. It is one of my favorite series. It is currently like top on my waiting list, The Retribution, and it's the best book. It's so unlike anything I've read. It's creepy, it's romantic, it's like enticing, it's just amazing. But when I first got it, I flipped to the back because I'm bad like that, and I had read it, and then I saw that like she killed something. This isn't a spoiler, but like she killed like bugs, I think, and I was like, that is really gross. And I just finished reading another book where the main character was also like getting killed or something, and my mom was like, why do you read such creepy books? So then I had like that in my head playing when I picked this up, and I was like, ew, that's really creepy. So I returned it to Barnes & Noble's. Yes, I return books if I don't like them, sorry. And I just didn't think about it, but I still wanted to read it, because I mean, everyone's like, oh, you have to read this book, you have to read this book. So I was like, fine, I'll read the book. So I got it at the library, and I read it, fell in love with it. I mean, it's not like a 5-star series, but it's just so engrossing, and like the way Michelle Hodkin, the author, ties things together is so like mind-blowing. The character's like couple name, their initials spell out Madness, so that is like one of my favorite things ever. I always tell people about that, so that's really cool. Book you hated. I am sorry, I apologize in advance for all the hate mail I will get if a lot of people end up seeing this, fingers crossed. But City of Glass, oh my gosh, that book, I couldn't even finish it. Like, I like City of Bones, like City of Ashes, City of Glass, like, I was just like, what is going on? Like, oh, I didn't even finish it. I don't know. I know people love it, and I know, like, it's people's like, oh, they're like, oh, it's the best one in the series, but I'm just like, no. Book you love but hate at the same time. This one actually has an interesting story, and I feel like a lot of you can probably relate to me. You, Mike. Catcher in the Rye, and I liked the beginning. I was like, oh, this guy's really cool, I can relate to him, like, he's got, like, issues and stuff like that, and, like, yeah, teenagers have issues, and then he just got really weird, like, when he was, like, listening to the people next door, and then he like tried to hire a prostitute, but like he didn't want to like actually prostitutize with her, and yes, I just made that a verb, but I don't know. And then like how, okay, the thing that got me, he hated movies. What if he spent half that book doing at the movies? Like, oh my gosh, it's just, oh. Now, you see why I'm conflicted about? Like, it's a good book, but it's like, if I met Holden Caulfield, I'd probably want to punch him in the face. Just being honest. Book turned movie and completely desecrated the plot. Let me think about this one. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Oh, it was like the first Percy Jackson just destroyed the series. But I was okay with that because it was a good movie, and I love Logan Lerman. And I was like, you know what? Separated from the book, this is actually an okay movie. So I'll go for it. And then when the second one came out, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a sequel, which I was not expecting. And then I saw the sequel, and I was like, there should not have been a sequel. Just like, oh my gosh. And it made me feel old too, because like the jokes were like for 5-year-olds, and I was like, no, I'm not 5. I don't find this funny. And it was just, okay. 18 is a book that disappointed you. And this one, I don't own it. I did, but I returned it. As I told you, I returned books I don't like. The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I had read stellar reviews for it, I think, like Entertainment Weekly and USA Today. Both said it was like 4-star, A+, like blah, blah, like that. So I was really excited. I was like, yeah, finally, there's going to be like a new Divergent, a new, like, one of those books where you're just like, oh, when you hold them up. Then I read it. Yeah, I was not pleased. I was just, it was annoying. It was like, oh, it took forever to get going. I figured out the plot in like 5 seconds. And it was like, I was getting so bored. I was just like skipping ahead, and it wasn't getting any better when I skipped ahead. So I was like, I don't even want to read this. I think I made it like 100 pages in, not even maybe. So yeah, I might go back and read it because people are like, oh, it's really good, try it again. And you know, we all know what happened with Mara Dyer when I tried again. So maybe I'll give it another chance, but I'll probably wait a little while because I have a lot of books to read right now. Favorite romance book? Where is it? The Last Song. This was the first book I remembered to make me cry. It is just so heartbreaking. The movie was not that good. Miley Cyrus kind of ruined it, and I feel bad saying that because, you know, like, whenever someone picks on Miley Cyrus, I feel like she's just expressing herself. But yeah, she was not good in this movie, and I'm sorry, Miley. I know you don't like movies anymore either, so I feel okay saying that. I feel like she'd agree with me. I'm going to stick with that statement. Most surprising plot twist or ending. This is pretty okay. City of Bones, obviously, if you have not read it, don't listen to this part. At the end, Clary and Jace find out they're brother and sister. Now, if you haven't read past this, again, don't listen to this, but they find out that they're obviously not brother and sister, because that's just too freaky, even for a young adult. But, I mean, when I read that, I was like, oh... I remember seeing something on Tumblr that was actually pretty funny. It was like, nothing can sink the ship, chapter 1, and then it's like, chapter 26, and it's like the ship is like sinking, and everyone's like running, and that's pretty much what I felt like. I was like, I love Claire and Jason. There's just like, unless I want their babies to have like 6 heads, there's no way they can be together now, so. Favorite title of a book? I really like Under the Never Sky. I like the whole series. I really like the whole series, Under the Never Sky, Through the Evernight, and Into the Still Blue. And the covers are really pretty. I've actually met Veronica once. See, I got it signed. So, yeah, I'm so excited for Into the Still Blue. I just think it's really cool, and like especially in relation to the story. I like when titles relate to the story, and I think this is a really cool one. So, only 2 more left. Question 29. A book you loved, but everyone else hated. Now, not everyone else hates this, but a lot of people bash it, so I feel like I should defend it a little bit. Twilight. Yes, Twilight. I own it. It's on my bookshelf. I don't really feel like grabbing it right now because it's on the bottom of the pile. But Twilight is actually, it's a good book. Like, going back, it's not the best. Like, Bella's very, like, single-minded with like her I gotta love Edward thing, and then like as the series progresses she just gets like worse and worse, and she frustrates me. But anyway, Twilight was actually really good. I loved Twilight, and it made me want to read the rest of the series. I mean, people give Stephenie Meyer a lot of flack, but she writes. She knows how to write. I mean, I don't like when people are like, oh, if Stephenie Meyer can write a book, I can write a book. It's like, no, Stephenie Meyer worked hard and she got a publishing deal, and it's like, I know you might not like her, but you gotta admit she did. She worked hard. She didn't like dream in her sleep and was like, type book. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. So, I liked Twilight, and it made me want to read the rest of the series. I don't particularly like the movies, but yeah, I felt like I gotta defend it. So the last question. Favorite book of all time? Unfortunately, I do not have an answer for this because A, I have not read every single book, so I can't answer that fairly. And before, I told you that my favorite book in my favorite series is Half-Blood Prince, so obviously we can kind of assume that that's high up there. I also have a lot of other books I like that I haven't mentioned in this, so I thought I'd throw them in. Alice in Zombieland, great, phenomenal book. It's not to everyone's taste, I'm sure, because it's like, her voice is, I don't know, it's not like strong writing. Like, it's kind of like she intentionally like makes it more personal, like how I would talk to a friend. She makes it like that. But it's a great series. Vampire Academy, I'm sure tons of you read that. Good series. Bloodlines, even better series. I like Sydney so much better than Rose. I like Rose, but Sydney is just like awesome. And I like Adrian. I didn't really like Dimitri, but I like Adrian. What else is there? Bone Season. Oh, okay, Bone Season. I gotta tell you guys about this. I read about this. She is like 21 and she's written a book. And I'm like, that's phenomenal. And this book is great. You guys all need to read this stuff. On Goodreads, look me up. I am Peter's Gal 16, I believe. I'll have to double check that. I'll put the link underneath. But yeah, add me as a friend on Goodreads. I have tons of space. I know there's like a 5,000 limit, but I'm like at 18 maybe. So yeah. And follow me on Tumblr, Wonderstruck715. I'll add that down there as well. And I will put the link to the Golden Bananas. And I also want to give a special shout out to my friend Mike. He has a YouTube video as well. It's called Prat Pack. Check it out if you get a chance. They're super funny. And he rants about everything from Miley Cyrus to he missed a call, a chance to interview Kathy Griffin. But he is awesome. His videos are so funny. If you're ever just like in a bad mood, just put them on. They'll make you laugh. And he encouraged me also to start my own video. It was kind of like, Miranda, get going. Like I was lagging. So thank you, Mike. And everyone check him out. See you next time. Bye.